Namaste and good morning. We'll start our class with the prayers. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now we'll chant Mahamrityunjaya mantra 3 times to pray for those who are in suffering. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Iva Bandhana Mrutyurmukshiyamamrutat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Iva Bandhana Mrutyurmukshiyamamrutat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Iva Bandhana Mrutyurmukshiyamamrutat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome everyone. So last time we covered this verse 220. Na jayate mriyate va kadachit nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuya ajo nitya shashvatoyam purana na hanyate hanyamane sharire. So now Lord is telling in these verses very clear differentiation between the body and the self. Here when we use the word soul, generally people think it is something other than me. But that's why the word self, the Atman, is used. Atman means what you refer as I. So when you say I did this, I did that, I ate the food, that is what the self, myself. So here he is saying that Hanna hanyate hanyamane sharire. Even though the body is slain, the soul is not. So he is giving a few verses to highlight this aspect, the difference between the body and the self. So next verse also similarly in the same theme. So I'll chant this verse and you repeat after me. Veda vinashinam nityam ya enamajam avyayam katham sapurushah partha kam ghatayati hantikam. Now I'll chant the whole verse together. Veda vinashinam nityam ya enamajam avyayam katham sapurusha partha kam ghatayati hantikam. We look at the different words with the grammatical analysis of this verse. Veda, here it's a verb. So in this verse we have the first word itself as the verb. And then avinashinam would be nominal. Nityam is nominal. Yaha is pronoun. Enam is pronoun. Ajam is nominal. Avyayam is nominal. Katham is indeclinable. Saha is nominal pronoun. Purusha is nominal. Partha is nominal. Kam is a nominal pronoun. This is verb and this is also verb and this is nominal pronoun. So we see there are three verbs. That means we can split this verse in three sentences and we'll see if there is any hidden verse, hidden verb, verbal form. So this is a verb. So normally this word Veda, it seems like it will be a indecline, it will be a noun. And here it is a verb actually. So it is a lat lakara present tense, third person, singular. Verb type is parasmaipadi. This root is vid, means to know. So this is generally you will always expect the verb would be like bhavati, chalati, pathati. So Veda, it's a very special form for this particular root with, and it is something which there are some alternative forms are given in Panini rules to derive this particular form, Veda. So Veda means he knows. It's a third person singular. To know means he knows. Avinashinam, this is accusative, like Rama, singular, Ramam, so masculine. Second person, accusative singular for masculine or for neuter, it would be the same. So you could take it either way. Avinashin, that would be the base word, means indestructible. One which cannot be destroyed. Nityam, this also the same thing, accusative singular masculine. And here again this is the same form like Rama, Nitya, and here it is eternal. That is, it is not subject to time. Yaha, it is a nominative singular, masculine, and base word here is yad, means one who. Enam is accusative singular. We have seen this word in the previous verse also, and you can take it as a masculine, and it is idam. So just to show you again pronoun table here, imam. So enam is the alternative form for the idam pronoun. Generally it is used to describe something which has already been referred to. So he is still talking about the self which has been talked about in earlier verses. That's why this particular form can be used. This ajam, this would be accusative singular masculine, just like Rama. And this word here is aja, means unborn. So ja normally refers to jayate, which is born, and if you put a, then it becomes aja, means unborn. Then accusative singular, this also is accusative singular masculine, avyaya, means not subject to change, unchangeable. So this is like a one sentence. If you look at here, we have a verb. So one who knows, this is like the verb. So one who knows. We can put the meaning here also, just so that it's clear on the screen. Who knows? One who knows. What does one know? This self to be indestructible, cannot be destroyed. That means self cannot die. It's eternal. That means it is not subject to time. It is beyond time. Also in Sanskrit we use the word kala tita for self, means beyond time. Ajam, also one knows this self as unborn, never born, and not subject to any changes. So one who knows this self as in this manner. Katham, it's a indeclinable, so just the meaning. How, katham means how. Saha, nominative singular masculine, and that is tad, means he or that. Purusha, this is also nominative singular masculine, and here the base word is Purusha, the person. Normally it refers as man, but it can also be translated as person. Partha, this is in the vocative case. He is addressing Arjuna as Partha, vocative singular masculine, and the base word is the same, Partha, name of Arjuna. Come, so this is accusative singular neuter, kim. Kim is the base word. Actually, it will be masculine. So come. Come is the second base. So to whom? That's what it mean. To what? Whom? That's the accusative case. Ghatayati. This is a verb form. It's a third person singular. Parasmaipadi. And here the root is han, to kill. So I'll come to that how han becomes ghatayati. And the next form is also verb, hanti, that we saw in the last verse also, hanti. In 219 we saw na hanti na hanyate, nayam hanti na hanyate. So the same here, third person singular, parasmaipadi, and this is also han, to kill. So how is it possible that both verbs, they both are the third person singular of the present tense, and one is hanti, another is ghatayati, and the root is the same, han? The reason is it is a causative form. So in Sanskrit, any verb can be turned into a causative form. So killing is the direct action, and that would be used in this form, hanti. But if somebody is inspiring somebody or making somebody kill, causing somebody kill, then there is a way to derive a form, and that becomes a causative form. And in the causative form, the form changes to ghatayati for this particular root. So literally it would mean is to cause, to kill, or to make somebody kill, to inspire somebody to kill, in that sense. Come is the same word here. So now if you look at, here we had yaha, one who. So this is a relative clause. So you have to have a correlative clause, and that is coming with the word saha, he. So Lord is telling Arjuna, O Partha, one who knows this self as indestructible, eternal, unborn, and not subject to change, how is that person killing somebody, or even asking somebody to kill or inspire? In other words, the self neither kills nor becomes a cause. You can say, okay, self does not kill another person, but it inspires, it causes. Like many times we say that soul is causing this person to act in this way. So here Lord is telling that self, or the Atma, neither kills nor inspires nor makes somebody kill. Here killing is, as we discussed, it's contextual in the battlefield. Literally you can say that self neither performs any action nor it causes somebody else to perform any action. So he's saying, whom can somebody kill, or whom will that self cause to kill? So how, to whom is that applicable? It is applicable to the one who knows self as such. So normally when I say, it raises the question that if self is truly indestructible, eternal, unborn and not subject to change, then one will know as such the self. But that's not how the case is. When I say I, there is a lot of confusion that what I am referring as I. Generally, I take it as body, and that is certainly not indestructible, not eternal, not unborn, not neither unchangeable. Even if I take, when I say I am very happy, I'm referring to the state of mind. Even that is subject to change. That is subject, it is not eternal, it is time bound. So, because there is a possibility that one can have a confusion regarding the nature of the self, here Lord is pointing out that one who knows self as such, as it is, not having any confusion about it, that person will understand that he neither kills anybody nor causes somebody to kill, or he neither performs any action nor causes an action to be performed. So these qualities, indestructible, eternal, unborn, and not subject to change, they are in direct contrast with the body, which many of us or most of us take the self to be. When we say I, normally my reference point is the body. So Lord here is very clearly creating a juxtaposition that on the one hand it is body, deha, on the other hand it is dehi, the one who has the body, who is indwelling in the body, the self. The properties are completely opposite. And in another scripture, there are 6 properties of body are identified. Those 6 properties are: body is born, after being born it exists. So body does not exist before it is born. So once it is born, it exists. Then it is subject to change. So childhood comes, babyhood, then childhood, then teenager, then adult, youthful stage, adulthood, then so on. Body also grows, like we discussed. So, and it decays also, like in old age or in the disease. And finally, it is subject to death. Vinasha, vinashyati. It is subject to destruction. So these are the 6 properties of the body identified. And you can't do much anything about it. That's how the nature of the body is. It's not that you can do anything, one can do anything about it. That is the nature of the body. Every single body is subject to these 6 properties. On the other hand, so Lord is identifying the same, none of these 6 applies to the self. So self is unborn, he is saying unborn here. That means it did not come into existence after being born. So self is unborn. It always is. It never is born and then came into existence. It is not subject to, it is eternal, not subject to the time. It is indestructible, meaning it's not subject to the death. And even though we discussed in one last verse also, Lord had used these adjectives, that eternal and unchangeable. They seem very same thing, yet there is subtle difference. I gave an example of like a river flowing. It looks like it is the same river and it has been flowing forever. So, but it is constantly changing. It is not the same river the next moment. Water is constantly flowing. So even though it may look the same way, it is not the same thing. And that change, body is subject to change continuously. There is no particular time that you say body is not changing. So it is the constant change body is subject to. So juxtaposition to the body and the self. Then he is further in this verse identifying that how, if they are have like such opposite things, how does the self have anything to do with the body, or how does it have, what kind of interaction does the self have with the body? So this verse gives us a little idea about that. So we'll chant this verse 222. वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि. Now the whole verse together. वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि. So this is a nominal. This is a nominal, indeclinable. This is an indeclinable. This is nominal. This is a verb, nominal. It's a nominal pronoun. It's an indeclinable. Nominal, indeclinable, nominal, nominal pronoun, verb, nominal, nominal. So the meanings here are relatively simpler. We'll see. This is the nominate accusative plural. It's a neuter noun. And base word here is vasas. So those who are attending the Sanskrit classes also, they would probably remember that like this. Havimshi, Yashamshi. So Yashash. So Vasas, Vasamsi. So Vasas is the cloth. Jinani. This is also accusative plural neuter. And here the base word is Jina. And this is like Vana, Vanam, Vane, Banani. Jirnam, Jirne, Jirnani. Means old. Worn out. Yatha, it's an indeclinable, just as. Vihaya, this is indeclinable. So this is a lyap pratyaya, vihaya, having given up. This is what it means. It's a indeclinable in the form of with the v as upasarga and ha as the root. It becomes vihaya with the lyap pratyaya. Navani, this is again the same way like jinani. So accusative plural neuter. And this is again akaranta noun. Nava means new. Grunati, this is latlakara, third person, singular. Verb type is parasmaipadi. Root is graha, means to take, to accept, to take, to hold. In that sense, this root is used. Naraha, it's a simple nominative singular masculine nara, meaning a person. Generally, it would mean a man, but we can also take it as a person here. So this is one sentence here. Naraha yatha naraha jinani visansi vihaya gurnati. Actually, this part is also part of this sentence. Aparani. Aparani is also just like we have been seeing, accusative plural neuter. So, and here the word is apara, means other. Tatha, so also. Okay. So here what he is saying, Lord is saying that he is giving an example that just as a person having given up the old clothes takes, this is takes, we can take the meaning here, takes other new ones. So takes the other clothes, takes the other new clothes. So when we are wearing some clothes, they are old, they are worn out, we replace them with the another set of new clothes. So also Sharirani, this is also, as you can see very clearly that lot of ani, this, all these are accusative plural neuter. In the same way they are made, and this word is Sharira, means body. It's a plural, so bodies it will become. I have not put the plurals here, but everything is coming in plural here. Vihaya, it is the same word here, having given up or leaving behind. You can say leaving behind. Jinani, we saw this word here. Anyani. So Anyani and Aparani, they are very similar meaning. Anya is also means other. So this is just the base word is different. anya. Samyati, this is a verb. Lat lakara, third person, singular. Parasmaipadi, some plus ya. So this also means takes or accepts, or navani. We saw this word navani here. New. And they, he. This is nominative, singular, masculine. The base word here is they, hin, means one who has body. So here it's referring to the self. One who has body, that is the dehi. Deha is the body, dehi is the one who has the body. So here there is a comparison that just as a person, when his clothes are old, they are worn out, and he gives them up and then takes the new ones. In the same way, the self also, the soul or the self, giving up the old bodies, the worn out bodies, and takes the new ones. So when a body becomes old, body becomes worn out, self is not affected. It just gives up that body and takes another one. So just like a person, because cloth is worn out, the person is not, and he can simply replace. For the self, the bodies are like clothes. So, and there are so many different types of bodies, so many different types of clothes are available depending upon our karma. There is a other description in Gita in future chapters that what determines the next body. But the idea here is that these are just like the clothes are outer to the person, yet he is having those clothes. Similarly, the body is outer to the self. It is not the same as self. And a person can change the clothes and takes new ones. Similarly, self can give up the old and worn out bodies and takes the new ones. So that's in a nutshell. Now, sometimes we say that it's not always the body which has become old. Sometimes it is a person has lived his life, let's say in 80s, 90s, 100s, and he is no more capable of doing anything. And that body is given up and a new body is taken. But in many other cases, we see that it is still young body and body is not old or old, and yet persons die young also, children also die. So here old simply means worn out, because the concept is that why do we take a body? We take a body to exhaust some prarabdha karmas. So karma is the one which, so this whole thing plays into the concept of karma also, which is more described in detail in other chapters in Gita. But the idea is that it is our karma which determines what would be the next body we will we will have, and for how long. So there is a set of karma which has to be exhausted through this given body, and once that set of karma is exhausted, that body is old and worn out, even though it may be, from an outside perspective, it may look young and fine, but from the perspective of self, the purpose is finished and it gives up that body and takes another one. So that's the comparison here it is given between a person, just like takes the clothes and takes new ones, or gives up the old clothes and takes the new ones. Similarly, the self gives up the old bodies and takes the new ones. So I just wanted to, if you have any questions, you can ask. On any of these two verses. So somebody is writing that Hanti is an interesting singular verb. So Hanti is an interesting verb. There are some special rules related to this particular root, which changes its forms to Ghatayati. Normally you would not expect that it will become Ghatayati from Handhatu, but then there are certain rules which make it from Hanti, when it becomes causative, it makes it Ghatayati. So right now Lord is actually explaining the theme related to the discrimination between the body and the self, because that's what was the confusion of Arjuna, that these people will die because they have come to the war, and Lord is trying to remove that confusion, that saying the bodies have the nature of death, they will die anyway, they are subject to change, and the self is never subject to any change, that remains as it is. So do not give up your duty because you have confusion and delusion about this. So because of that, he is inspiring Arjuna to engage in the war, because that is his karma. That's what Arjuna came for. So the Bhagavad-Gita, this section is considered very important up to verse 30, where it is called Jnana Yoga, where Lord is giving these teachings to Arjuna. And you can see this meter again is 222. This meter has again become the Trishtup meter, 11 syllables in each quartet. So with this, today we don't have enough time to do another verse, but so we will finish the session early if there are no more questions. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaः, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you all.